Everyone, this is Mark the Local Scrubs, and this is our UDS first place winner, Chris Bruner.
Hi everyone.
Hi. What were you playing today?
I was playing the Tellarknight.
Sweet. So let's go ahead and look at this deck right here that got first place.
Alright, so obviously I play 3 to Neb.
Yeah.
Obviously that's a staple. 3 Altair. And I play 3 Unu, personally. I know a lot of people like to play 2. But I really like the idea of throwing Neb when you have Call of the Haunted or, Oasis in the back. I only play 2 Vega instead of 3. I've actually noticed that if you run more than 2 Vega, I've noticed that he can actually clog up a lot. You'll see yourself drawn into 2 first hand. You'll see yourself top decking Vega when you don't need to. It's a lot better to run 2 than 3, in my personal opinion. Now, something I don't side deck, but I do main deck. I main 2 Honest. Now,
Beautiful Ghost.
oh yeah, most definitely beautiful. Now, if it wasn't for Honest, I wouldn't have beat Cosmo. I did get matched up against Cosmo, and I did beat them 2-0. I did match up against them in top 8. Now, Honest won me the game. It was absolutely insane. He had his own farm girl. It was insane. If I wouldn't have main decked Honest, I wouldn't have won. It saved me the game completely.
Honest wins games.
Honest does win games. It's insane. That's it for the monster count. Tellers do not run many monsters at all. Now for traps, the staple, 3 Call of the Haunted, 3 Alpha, for Tellers, obviously, and then I run 3 Fiendish Chain, because effect negation is always great.
Do you prefer it over Breakthrough? Or?
I do prefer it over Breakthrough, and the reason I prefer it over Breakthrough is because I can loop it with Traverse. Like when I go into Traverse, Fiendish Chain comes back, it's killer against Infernoids.
Oh yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, and I also run an Oasis to give me another more access to monsters in Grave. I only run 1. A lot of people like to run 3. But I only run 1 because I feel like, again, it can clog up the deck very quickly.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Do you feel like having more than 1 clogged? So
right. So in my testing experience, it does. I know it's player preference, but personally, I feel like that.
I mean, it worked out for you today.
Oh,
so.
Most definitely. And then 2 Mirror Force. I do want to replace them with Stormy Mirror Forces for the new meta.
I
do not have them right now because everything's off destruction, or Matter Specters for 1 cannot be destroyed with card effects, and Mirror Force is about useless at that point. Standard Vanities. A lot of people don't main it. I main Compost because it's good. It's good in the meta specifically, especially in this matchup down here. It's won me games. I only run 1 Depriz, which is surprising because I know a lot of people run more than 1. I pretty much run 1 because I have 1. If I had more, I'd probably run more because it's killer against because it doesn't target and it doesn't destroy. It banishes, so it's great. Bombless Trapo, obviously run 1 and run 1 Solid. Now that's it for traps. That's basic traps for Tellarknight decks. Nothing too fancy there. You run 3 Upstarts, obviously for consistency. I main 2 pots. A lot of people don't like the 2-pot being mained. I do like it. It's been very consistent for me. It's a good side out target if I do want to side out. These cards came out almost every game. I would side out 3 Upstarts and 2 pots almost every game. That's 5 cards going to my extra deck. That's 5 cards deep I can go to my extra deck, and the deck doesn't feel just like I haven't lost anything in the deck consistency-wise. It's great. 1 Rhoda, 1 Regeki, 1 Soul Charge, a Sky Bridge for the makeup for the Rhoda being hit. Sky Bridge is great to loop Traverse, and it's also great if they target your Tellarknights. You just Sky Bridge it back out, start shenanigans from graveyard. It's insane. And I main a Book of Moon. Now, I main the Book of Moon specifically. I've actually found that if you main the Book of Moon in the Gradle matchup, actually, Book of Moon gets over skill drain with a Dweller. You chain Book of Moon, Dweller with an activate face down. So it's a very, very good combo, and it's also a good combo for anything else. It stops anything, stops everything generally, except things that can't be targeted like Magic Specters, things of that nature. That is the main deck completely.
Go into the extra.
The extra deck. The extra deck is I run 2 Traverse. I run 2 Deltros. I run a Ptolemaeus. Now I run Ptolemaeus specifically. I run Ptolemaeus to go into Diamond, obviously, and I go into Pleiades. Now Pleiades is very, very good for off Ptolemaeus. You chain going to Pleiades, bounce anything on field. It's won me games. Today it helped specifically in the BA matchup. It won me the game in BA. It was I did play them in top 8, and I run a Constellar Omega because it can't be affected by spell or trap effects. First turn, Cowboy. Obviously Cowboy. He does burn for 8, which is great. Blade Armor Ninja. Excalibur to get over Dark Destroyer specifically. Or anything bigger than what my Tellarknights can get over. So Excalibur is great to go against Dark Destroyer and Cosmos. Honor Art to take anything they have. Estelle, obviously. Rangamiad. I actually got a 5-material Rangamiad out against BA today that won me the game in Game 2.
Oh, wow.
So that was that's the only time I went into him today, but I went into him with 5 materials and it absolutely destroyed them.
Just Rex.
It wrecks completely. And then Abyss Dweller. I played Abyss Dweller for the BA matchup as well as for the Gradle matchup. Because I knew there'd be Gradles here, so I knew the Abyss Dweller would be the play specifically. Which actually leads me into my side deck where I actually sided 2 Dweller as well. I did side 2 Dweller in my side deck just for that matchup. Now I never went into all 3, but I did side 2 just to have an extra one in my extra deck, just in case I needed to. Now, my side deck is a little different. It does run 3 MSTs. I do not main them. A lot of people like to. I do not. I'd rather side them in Tellers. I personally like them in Game 2 more than Game 1. I like to win Game 1. I would not like to draw into MST first game normally. I run 3 Iron Wall specifically for the Cosmo matchup and for the Inferno matchup. There's normally a lot of Infernoids here. There wasn't this time. So I only sided in today against Cosmo. Didn't see it. It didn't help me any. But if I would have saw it, would have been deadly in the matchup for sure. I run 2 Mind Crush, obviously for generally any matchup for a Cosmo matchup. Because if you do Mind Crush a ship in hand, they can't banish obviously. And it's good against in the Taylor matchup. The mirror match is good. So you have to ditch Altair. And then Stygian Dirge. I knew there would be mirror matches. This was actually sided in almost every game I played today. I run 2 of them. Stygian Dirge was good in the Gradle matchup. It actually stopped him from being able to go in. It would have stopped him, but he MST'd it. He did MST that, but it would have stopped him from going into Dragon or going into any of them because they can only go into Synchro level 8s. So it would have stopped him completely. It won me the game against Taylors. I did have a Taylor mirror match. It won me the game against them. And also won me a game against Heroes. He couldn't overlay into anything. So that was probably my MVP sidecar that I saw the most with Stygian Dirge, and it came through for me in clutch for sure. I run 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors for the BA matchup, Dark Law BA matchup, anything specifically. Common tech right there. And then Massive Restrict I run 1 of. I'm going to be upping this when I go to the regional in December to probably at least 2. And the reason why is because the Magic Spectres and Infernoids. And Infernoids do tribute on field to get their effects. With Massive Restrict, obviously you can't tribute any monsters, so Magic Spectres can't activate any of their spell or traps or just sitting ducks out there that can't do anything. And also I'm going to be putting in Poisonous Winds in the side deck as well for the Magic Spectre matchup when I do go to the regional in December. Right. Now that's my extra deck. That's all my entire deck completely. It's worked out very well. I put it together probably about 5 minutes. I put the deck together. I've been toying with it a little bit here and there. The only thing I would change as far as monster count goes, I may drop Honest to 1, but I feel like Honest is better at 2. It hasn't clogged a hand yet that I've played, and it's always came in handy. And if I do side it out, it's normally a side out against decks I know I can win without, and it's easy targets. So, and it's also great. He's level 4 light. It's Deltros. It's crazy. And you can also call the Hunter for Honest. You can bring Honest back to hand, call, loses target, drop Honest, and swing over whatever they have.
And if you have to, it's a 1900 set. So
it's a 1900 exactly. It's a very good card anyway. But there's so many different uses for it that a lot of people don't really realize. Especially the main phase effect.
Yeah, besides just dropping from hand.
Exactly. Besides dropping for a lot of damage, it has a lot of other uses. Especially in Tellarknight, it's good for overlays. It's good for call the Haunted for Honest. Call the Haunted will lose target because Honest will come back to hand. You bring Honest back to hand, do shenanigans, obviously, drop Honest, make Traverse, loop it all back to your hand, do it again.
So what were your matchups today?
My matchups today, first round was against Gradles. It was the championship match. We played first round. We drew. Second round, I played against Yang Zings. I played against, I did 2-0 them. In third round, I played against, I want to say Heroes. was third round. I did 2-0 heroes. And then in fourth round, I played the mirror match. I played the Taylor mirror match, and I did 2 of them too. So I did end the day undefeated. I did draw the Grails in the first round. Now in the first top 8 game, I played against. First game in top 8 was against Cosmo. I 2-0'd Cosmo very quickly. I just saw everything I needed to stop him. He overextended in the first turn. I got the mirror force off on the farm girl. He had no cards in hand. He did overextend. That was his fault. I just out-resourced him at that point. And then in game 2 of that, I pretty much just saw all my outs. I saw bottomless. He had nothing in hand. He pretty much just Cosmo Towned into nothing generally. And then second game was against BA. I did 2-0 BA. It was a very good match. Game 1, I ran over them. They just drew into all traps. Nothing they could do at that point. And then in game 2, he did get Vanity's Fiend out on me. But Fiendish Chain on Vanity's Fiend, he didn't stop me at all. I just got rid of everything and then just swung for game. And final match was against Gradles in championship game. Same person I played in the first round of Swiss, and it was a great game. It did go into time in game 3. It did go into time, and I did win by summoning Cowboy first turn. And it just pretty much, straight up Cowboy, because Grails can't get over Cowboy. They can't swing over it. He's in defense. And then he straight up, I went in Traverse. He got all monsters he needed back in the hand. He made Nightmare Shark, and I bottomless it. So there was, that pretty much won me the game. That bottomless won me the game. And then I compost whenever he summoned Cobra. And I composted back to hand, and there was nothing else he could do at that point. And that's how that ended. It was a great game. And it was a good day, all in all.
Any final thoughts on the event?
The event was ran great. Shout out to Collectibles and More for sure for holding the event. And Thomas and Davin for judging the event. That way we can actually have something like that here. It's great. It was just a well-run event.
All right, well, congratulations on the first place. And, is that pretty much it?
All right, thank you, man.
All right, this is Mark Local Scrubs. Chris Berner, our first place winner today of our UDS. If you enjoyed the video, give the video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and make sure to comment down below your thoughts on the deck. This is Mark Local Scrubs signing out. See you guys in the next one.